Welcome to a new review video, and today I received a new soldering iron from Alientek. And Alientek has a lot of cool hardware, testing hardware and soldering irons, all sorts of cool gears. So hopefully I would have the possibility to review some other products in the future as well. But now I received this T90B soldering iron from them, and I want to review, and I also want to compare it to some of my other soldering irons as well, because this is the third one that I owned. And I absolutely love this form factor and this type of soldering iron, which is not like a professional, which has like a base station, the things that you can dial and like a docking station, but more something which is mobile. So just like my previous soldering iron, this is also powered by USB-C. And in most cases, I mean, I usually power this from something that is plugged in, but now I'm using this big power bank at the moment. So you're going to review how this works and then how it compares to my other soldering irons. So this is the T90B model. From this T90 series, there is an A, B, and a C model. And I'm going to have an overlay on the screen very soon. But this particular model is powered by USB-C, as you can see it here. It works from 9 to 28 volts, so it goes all the way up to 140 watts. And it has a color screen, which is definitely a first for me. And the other thing, two small things that I do also like, it also has a beeper, so when it reaches the desired temperature, it gives you a beep, so you don't really have to look at the screen, you can just hear the beep and you know that you are ready to solder. And it also has the feature, just like any other soldering iron, where you can set the temperature of the tip, but instead of setting the temperature using the up and down arrows, you can also quickly jump between 3 different presets. So if you have favorite temperatures that you usually like to work with, you can set them as presets, and with the double press of one of the buttons, you can easily jump between them. It's definitely quicker than using the buttons to go all the way up to certain temperature and coming back down if you want to switch between them. So I think that's a quite nice and user-friendly way of doing that. And just to quickly understand the differences between all these different options that you can get with this soldering iron, I just want to go through the listing. So when you select any of the available configuration, you can see that you have a T90A, and then you can get it in different configuration, whether you want it like the basic configuration with one tip, the cable and the holder, or you want an additional holder, or you want multiple tips, and then pretty much the same selection. Oh yeah, and you can also have it with the power adapters, which are specifically rated for 100 watts and PD charging. But if you have your own, then you don't necessarily have to have that. And then from the B model, you pretty much have the same options. So you have the basic package, you have with a more stand, and you have also with the extra tip or with a charge adapter. And then the same applies for the C as well. And also just quickly wanted to show you this, how the tip changes with these different models. So you can see that they are different sizes, but physically they are different as well. And the different models support the T21 or the T245 or the T65 tip. So they are not interchangeable. They have different ratings and different melting times. So as I said in this video, I choose in the middle one. And if you would order replacement tips that you can buy from Alientek as well, you just have to remember which one that you bought. I mean, there is a label on the soldering iron, so it's not going to be easy to forget. And then you can also remember which tip to purchase it if you want some replacement tips or additional, different sizes. Okay, so with this out of the way, let me show you actual model here, and you can pretty much see everything that I got for this here. So there is a nice carry case where you can fit everything in it. So there is a place for the soldering iron, this simple rubber stand, which has this cutout, so you can just rest it. There is just a leaflet, which also has a QR code for the various stores and the user manual. And also it has a tip, a protective cup as well. So you put it on, you screw it on, and it's not going to get damaged. So that's actually nice. It's easy for transportation. And obviously you have 2 buttons to operate and a USB-C port and this rather large color LCD screen. So out of the bat, it starts up just like with any soldering iron. So it shows you to press the left button to either start heating, and you can see that this is the T90B model, and there is a yellow dot on the top right, which means that it is basically not in stand or not on the stand, but it's being held. So it measures vibration or movement, so it knows that you are handling the soldering iron and you want to use it. And when you click it, then it starts heating. And as you can see, you have a nice big color LCD screen, so it's easy to see. And I think we didn't hear the beep. There was like a very subtle beep at the end when it reached the 200 Celsius mark, which is the default setting for set 1. You can also see that it currently works at 20 volts. Well, at the moment it's hard drawing any power because it's just keeping the tip 200 degrees. And then you have the set, and if you press any of the buttons, then you can change the temperature by 10 degrees. So you can go up and down. No, now you could hear the beep. Let me just set it higher. Yep, that was a beep. Hopefully it came through the microphone. And you can also quickly switch between the different sets by long pressing the left button. So now I'm on the 350 centi, so that's set 2. You can see the number 2 is illuminated in blue. Now I'm set 4, set 3, and back to set 1. And now you can see that how the temperature settles back to the 200 degrees. And if I would put this down, then you would notice that, then you would notice, which is going to be a little bit hard to see, that the dot, let me just move this. So now you can see the dot, and that dot has disappeared, so it knows that I placed the soldering iron down. And now if I wait for, I think the default is 2 minutes, it's going to go into the standby mode. So at the moment the tip is being heated, and once it goes to standby mode, then again it's just not going to heat the tip. So if once it reaches 200 degrees, which probably is going to take a while, it will keep the heat, it will keep the tip heated at 200 degrees, and then it's going to go away. And of course, I mean, you know, we can try soldering, but I mean, that's not going to be, you know, very special, but the tip is heated, so I can easily melt some solder. And hopefully most of it is going to be in focus. I think my hand is in focus, which is, yeah. So, I mean, obviously it works great as a soldering iron. And now I can put this down, and now the dot has disappeared, so it noticed that I'm not really holding it anymore, but the power is on and it's keeping the 200 degrees. As you can see, it's not dropping at all. If I want to put it into standby mode, I can press on the back button, and now it's in standby mode. And as you can see, the temperature is slowly dropping away. And if I want to pick this up, then it notices that I'm holding it, but it's still in the standby mode. So I just press the button and it quickly goes back to the last preset. And we could also hear the beep. And if you would keep this in the standby mode, then there is another timeout for, you know, turning it off, so it eventually would turn off. I think the importance of the standby, I mean, the reason I would use this is, I'm going to come back to that, that I have my first soldering iron, and on that the screen is broken. And on that particular model, I read that it tends to happen, especially if you keep it running for a very long time and it gets heated up, that maybe the solder joints could break. So it's not that the screen breaks, but it's the joint in the flex cable inside breaks, which can be repaired, and there is replacement screens. I'm not really sure if there is going to be replacement screen for the Alientek. So if what I would do, and what I'm actually doing for my new soldering iron as well, is if I'm not you know, using it, I put it into standby mode, or I just unplug it, so I don't want to be heated up for a longer period of time. I mean, obviously if I'm using it, it will, but if it doesn't need to be, then I try to make a conscious decision to turn it off or put it into standby mode. So besides the soldering iron, as I said, there is this case where there is a place for the soldering iron, the stand, and also this box which had the cable. And that's the cable which came with the device, and it's a nice silicone cable. It's not really heavy, but it is fairly, you know, thick to handle all the current that can be delivered to the soldering iron. So obviously it has some dimension, but I think it's still easy to handle. It doesn't really sag. I can just easily work with it because as I said, it's a nice silicone wire. So definitely I'm happy that for all the different packages they include a cable, because usually the standard phone USB to USB charging cables, even if they are rated for 100 watts, they are not, in most cases, they are not designed to be very, very flexible, because for phone chargers it doesn't need to be. But here it's a nice touch, and it's definitely a premium. This T90 model is an upgrade from the earlier T80 models, and I'm going to have an overlay here to see what extra it supports. It basically is just kept up to date with the new PD and the different QC formats, just to make sure it supports the new power banks and the new power supply and, you know, wall adapters and whatnot. But the design is very similar for the T80 and the T90 model. The other thing is obviously you have some settings that you can do, that you can, you know, change on this device. And to go into the settings, you have to double click on both of the buttons, and then you have these options here. So oops, I think I pressed one of the buttons, and then you can go through each of these settings. I think I'm just going to have an overlay of the different values here, and then when you long press if you long press on the right button, then you can go into the settings, and here you can again go between the different options. If you want to accept the settings, again you long press on the left button, on the right button, but if you long press on the left button, you can exit out of the screen. And as you can see, if you don't do anything, then the device is going to come back to the default, come back out of the menu as well. So you have to know what you want to set and quickly go through the menu and get out of there, or, you know, long press on the right button just to make sure that your changes are saved. So here you can change things like temperature steps and minimum and maximum temperature. You can set the temperature for the 3 different sets as well, or the presets as well. You can see that you can change the language. You can even modify what sort of voltage and amps the soldering iron should go up to. So if you are using a power supply or power bank which is somewhat limited, and then it tends to go over the some sort of like amp ratings, you can manually bring it down just to make sure you don't damage your equipment or your power supply, or maybe your power bank is not going to switch off early. So there is a lot of configuration option, but to be honest, I haven't changed anything yet, so the default standard delivered options were pretty good for me as well. And also want to show you the 2 other soldering irons that I have. So the latest one, of which I have an video as well, is the Kai Wheats and Cats 02. So as you can see, it is very similar in size. What I do like about both of these soldering irons, that they have this rubber holder here. So this has a sort of like a rubber bump. This has this ridged rubber surface, which is very easy to hold, and then you know how far you have to go down before you start touching the hot bits. By the way, the other thing I would say is that it seems from the pictures that the tip for the T90A series is slightly shorter. So if you want to be really close to the things that you are soldering, so if you do some really small components, maybe that could be one reason to go for the A model. And also to show you the first one that I had is the Miniwave T100, which I think was the trendsetter for this mobile soldering iron. The only reason I'm not using this anymore, because it had a barrel jack connection, which I just find the USB-C a lot more versatile and a lot more easier to work with. And as I said, the screen on this is broken. It is still working, but the screen is not showing anything. I even ordered the replacement screen, but I haven't changed it. Because then in the meantime I got the Kai Wheats soldering iron. I started using that. To be honest, I don't really need 2 soldering irons in most cases, but as I said, I would need a second soldering iron to fix my first soldering iron. So now I have 2, which should enable me to fix the original one. That's something that yeah, I should do. But probably I said the same thing when I reviewed the other video as well. So we'll see if if it happens at all. But to be honest, ergonomically and weight-wise, these soldering irons are pretty much the same. As I said, I really like this rubber feel, and I think this soldering iron is a little bit lighter than the Kai beads. The color LCD screen is definitely, it's nice, and it's a little bit bigger. I mean, I'm getting older, my eyesight is only going to get worse, so a bigger screen is always a good plus for me. And not to mention that beep, it just makes it very easy just to know, okay, I don't even have to look at the screen. I plug it in, I can definitely see if it's in standby mode or not in standby mode. So I just push the button, I wait for the beep, and I can start working. Last thing I wanted to show you is the additional bits. So I ordered a model which comes with 3 additional bits. I quite like this bit holder, to be honest. It's how usually my end mills for my CNC arrive. It's very easy to handle, and this is how they look like. So they have this type of tip, which, I mean, it's just basically 2, you know, sleeves, concentric sleeves. So one is probably the positive terminal, the other one is the negative terminal, and yeah, you can just easily put it back and then store it in this nice storage container. So for the B series, it's 2 T248 tips, and there is this very interesting looking one. It's like a hook. I wonder if this is designed to remove certain components when you have to dig them out from the PCB. I'm not really sure. As I said, I'm not really a professional, and I think this is what I really like, this very, very fine tip, which is going to be awesome for, you know, fine soldering. And I think it's even finer than the standard tip that I have for the Kai beads. So that's definitely going to be awesome for SMD soldering or getting very close to very small SMD components. So that was one of the reasons I choose this particular configuration of the B model. So I think that's really nice. And if you want to change the tip, you need a screwdriver, which is not provided. And the tip is held by a retaining screw, and the retaining screw is under this rubber seal. So you have to do this movement, which I think is going to be familiar for my male viewers. And then you have the screw here, you undo, and let's see if the tip is cold now. It is. And then you just pull it out. And that's the default tip that came with it. And then you just put it back in. And I realized that also you can rotate this around, because I think I would hold it like that so I can see the screen, and the wedge should be in this plane. So I think that's probably the best orientation. And then you put the screw back. Oops. And roll this back on. Easy peasy. And this concludes the review of my Alientek T90B soldering iron review. I think it's a really fine soldering iron. I really like the beep. I really like the large color LCD screen. And apart from that, it basically delivers everything that you would expect from a mobile soldering iron. Again, I'm loving the USB-C connection because I have a lot of powerful power banks that can easily deliver 20 volts at 2 or 3 amps, which hits the maximum power rating for the soldering iron anyway. And to be honest, for this type of soldering iron, I don't usually need anything. It heats up in 2 or 3 seconds, it's more than enough time for me to wait. So I'm not expecting anything more, and the beeping just makes it convenient. I plug it in, I push the button, wait for a beep, and I can start working. So it's nice. If you're interested in this product, I'm going to have an affiliated links in the video description below. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you next one.